A little shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for your subscription and absolutely joining me on the mat here today. These are some very curious times. We all know this. Coming to the mat or being on your sacred space and just moving your body to your best ability. This practice is for those who are wanting to get to know themselves more, to really slow down and take care. I've learned much in the years, and especially during this time, that it's not about rushing through or pushing or how tight your muscles are or how loose your muscles are. It's about your strength and your stability, which comes from the awareness of each moment of what we are truly putting our body shapes into. So a lot of people tend to push and shove in their yoga postures, and that just leads to injury. This yoga for recovery, this is all about slowing down and manifesting this amazing healthful body so that for the next 30, 40, 50, 60 years that you're alive, that you're strong and vibrant. Okay, so we're going to slow down. I've had some injuries mentally. First of all, I've been composting some stuff. So my throat chakra had a spasm, of course, physically, it manifests, and then a spinal spasm that's been going on for pretty much over a month. So today's practice is about really recovering through some of that physical stuff, but it's a mental first, a thought. So come to sit with me on the mat. Get cozy as you are comfortable, as you can get comfortable. First, actually, let me back this up. Tissues, sometimes you have a cry during practice. Yoga strap for sure today. We definitely need this yoga strap. If you have spongy blocks, they are a bonus for this practice moving forward. Box stores sell them, Walmart sells them. I know they're international or North America, Walmart. So we will be using the cork blocks, it's not the wood ones, they're too heavy. You don't want them to fall on you and then having to fix your dental. So this is the option. If you do not have sponge blocks, I'm just going to show you another bolster possibility. These are firm. If you have something like this that you can hold between your hands, that's great. If not, you will suffice. Somehow you'll figure this out. But this is a therapeutic practice that I felt, a shout out to Tatiana, thank you so much for your therapies, to really open up the heart and to strengthen the spinal muscles and the thoracic and extremities of the thoracic, which are your arms, shoulders, okay? So we definitely need these wonderful pieces of yoga paraphernalia and your blankie and your bolster. So come to sit nice and comfortably. Let's repeat that one. Restart. As you know, this is a fluid practice. Thank you so much for all of you who have sent in your information. I appreciate it. I'm listening. So once you sit nice and comfortable, take a deep breath in and just notice how you're feeling. Like what you feeling. Yum, yuck, no judgments, just really acknowledge what you're feeling. I know my neck is tight, I'm uncomfortable, my lower back, or not my lower back, my middle back, so I'm just gonna observe and then breathe deeply into those spaces without judgment. So as I sit here, you could place your hands, palms up on your thighs for daytime, palms down for evening for grounding, and just take some time to observe. Noticing how that breath feels. Inviting it into your body, slowing down, you're safe, you're in a very lovely space for your spiritual growth, and that's what this is about. So inviting that prana, that vital force, in through the sinuses, in through the ida, which is the left side, the pingala, which is the right side through the sinuses, and inviting that breath in. The prana rides on the oxygen into your vessel and clearly filling you up with new energy. So visualize this one, please. I invite you to visualize. In your mind's eye, with your eyes closed if it's not uncomfortable, see yourself. You are the healer. Nobody can heal you. Only you can heal yourself by saying yes. Yes to the acknowledgement that you are aware that maybe there's some discomfort, and this is the moment to soothe that by being loving. Being in the moment, conscious in the moment, is the antidote to all the dis-ease. Loving yourself in this moment. So for the next minute, don't worry about time, I've got your back. Allow yourself to feel that prana, that vital force entering into your vessel, and imagine it just sweeping and swirling around your whole vessel, cleansing and clearing out as you exhale all of that stifled, sticky, stale energy. So we're exhaling. As much as we're in-breathing, we're also inviting that exhalation out. So do this a couple of more, deep rounds, not a couple, but several. Play with your breath. Allow your breath to be expansive and contracting, nice and gentle, slow, whatever you feel like you want to play with it to the level of it. You can make it audible. You can make it sweet and soft. You can swirl around in your spine. Keep that mind's eye focus though, really seeing yourself cleansing and clearing, cleansing and clearing. Simply belly breathing. Most human beings need to just stop and be aware of the breath, the fullness of the breath into the lungs, activating the diaphragm, creating this beautiful platform, this common denominator of a parasympathetic system that is always on, meaning rest and digest. No need to fear and flight. Let us just relax. Parasympathetic system. Play with your breath. There's no right or wrong. There's just this invitation to be aware. You're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. Just to be aware. Your responsibility are your choices to be clearly here now. Just invite that in. Starting to feel that? Yeah, settling in. And then I invite everyone to bring their hands together, known as Anjali Mudra prayer. Hands together at the heart center, thumbs into the sternum, sternum into the thumbs. And let's begin this practice with that spiritual opening, meaning the sound of Om, the chant of Om. It's how we wish to begin all of our practices in that realm of spirituality, opening ourselves up. Got it? So we're going to do one big, beautiful Om. We'll take a clearing breath in and out first. Big Om. Beautiful. Start to release your hands, blinking your eyes open, and welcome to part B. Start to roll your shoulders, shake out your feet. I've got my blanket here. I most often use my blanket. I'm wearing pink because I am really clearly cleansing my moon sign, which is in a negative. That's another story. That's Ayurvedic astrology. You could talk to me about that if you want, email me. So once you come to sit, just stretch out those arms a little bit more, maybe a little side bend, whatever you feel like you need to do to undulate. Find your yoga strap. I like to use these karate belts. Shazam. They're beautiful, they're soft. Look around at your reused stores to see if there's any available that you could purchase. They're very inexpensive. Or go to a karate studio and just say, heck, I want to buy a belt. Doesn't matter what color, we're not in karate. So at the very middle of your strap, let's first of all begin with the cross leg. Take your left shin out in front. Then hold your yoga strap in between your ether middle finger and your air finger, your index finger. Those are the elements. Then squeeze them, pinch them together, then make a fist with your hands. Let your thumbs be on the outside. And then from there, pull it taut in front of your shoulders. Really root down through the sitting bones and start to navigate those arms in flexion. So draw the shoulders down away from the ears, shoulder blades down the spine, knit the belly button in, and then give yourself some girth space between your hands so that you could go above your cranium, above your head, right above it. So if this is really challenging for you, please find a place where you could do this, maybe here. Pull that strap isometrically, just like that, and then hug in your body from the peripheral, like give yourself a hug. Hug all your muscles to the very center of your being as you pull the strap taut, and take 3 big full breaths here. Mindful of the shoulders being away from your ears. You've got it. Hey, yawning's awesome. And then start to navigate it further back. So I'm going to give myself some more girth space, but I'm pulling the strap taut and my wrists are straight. They're not in flexion or extension. So straighten out your wrist and then start to take that strap further back. Again, if this is like too much for your shoulders today, just really pretend you have a strap between your hands and make circles with your arms. So you're going to go slowly back, keeping your wrist from going into extension or flexion, and then feel your chest open up perhaps as the arms come all the way back. Slowly, mindfully keep the tone of your belly, and then release one end and bring that strap out in front. You're going to do that one more time or three more. Taut, shoulder distance apart, hug, pull taut. Feel that strength. Tone the belly, keep your neck neutral. So it's not an extension or flexion, neutral. Look straight ahead. And then start to take that strap back up over the crown of the head, as much girth space as you need, but keep it taut. So pause there, shoulders down, broaden the collarbone, you've got it, neck neutral, and then keep on going. So I've watched students in the studio do this, and there's all kinds of wackadoodle stuff going on. That's just the nice way of discerning that there needs to be more you present, meaning pay attention to your wrist, pay attention to your girth, and go slow. Don't match my frequency. Be in your own frequency. So I'm going to adjust my index finger and my thumb, and I'm taking that strap slowly back as I pull it taut. You've got it. Do not rush this one. You can really hurt yourself when you're not paying attention. So be here now. One more time. So take your time, find the middle of the strap. Breathe that breath. If you have any concerns, you can always email me. I'm here to listen to those concerns. Sometimes I have answers, sometimes I do not have answers. The 4 agreements are that you are responsible and that you are truly the creator and the decider. I'm not the one telling you what to do. This is an invitation. Feel that? Oh, that's so lovely. And then surrender. Once you've done those 3, roll your shoulders around, lean back, switch out your shins. And then we will take the strap now once again at the center. So you switched out your shins, take that strap. And then this time you're going to plug your elbows in. And I'm going to make my thumbs right over top of index finger, middle finger. Pull it taut. So I'm like holding that so taut, no wider than my shoulder. See how it's only as wide where my hands are? From there, mindfully pull it taut, shoulders back, hugging your shoulder blades down your spine, sitting up nice and tall. Pull, and I mean with kindness, isometrically work in that strap taut. Draw, let's use the word draw instead of pull. Draw your right arm towards the right and let the left arm follow through, but pulling that strap taut. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side. So your elbows stay exactly where they are, bent at a 90-degree angle in towards your side waist. And you're inhaling the strap towards the center, this isometric work, and then draw it towards the right. Go back and forth at your own pace. So exhale to one side, pause. Inhale to center, pause. Exhale to the other side. So your upper arms stay static. Good. So you're moving in the elbows. Wrists are neutral. They're not in flexion nor extension. 2 more times on each side. It really is a tiring, the muscles will get all heated up in the anterior shoulders. So you're pulling the strap taut. The exhale takes the windshield wipe of your forearms to one side. Inhale to center, pause. Exhale to the other side. You can start to feel your triceps, your post and anterior and medial deltoids, meaning shoulders. Just 1 more on each side. Make sure your grip is solid enough that that strap is taut. You get in and out breath through the mouth. This is my last round on my left side, and then I'm going to inhale to center and release and go, oh my goodness, I can feel the whole shoulder area. Good stuff. Now from here, let's fundamentally take our arms out. Actually lean back, kick out your feet. Bring your feet as wide as your yoga mat. So I'm going to use this blanket as a girth, as a yoga mat, because I have this big mat. You can't really tell how wide my mat is. Take your hands back behind you, plug into your finger pads, sit up as tall as you can, feet as wide as your mat. If I exaggerate a word, I'm talking to you. In breaths, knees come to center. Exhale, knees go to a side. So you're really turning internal and external rotation of the femur bones. Inhale, center, keep your chest nice and broad. Exhale the knees to the other side. Take your time. To your best ability, keep at least one sitting bone down on the floor. You've got it. See if you can keep both sitting bones down on the floor. Internally rotating, externally rotating. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. So we're tapping in not just shoulders, but also the pelvis. Good. Another more round on each side. Keep the chest facing forward, shoulders are back. You're on your finger pads. Your bum may slide on your mat. I understand. Good. Let's finish up with this one. Inhale to center. Release the legs out in front of you. Now let's take the legs and move them back and find your tabletop. So I'm going to keep that blanket. Once you find your tabletop, make sure your hands are as wide as your yoga mat and that you're curling your toes under, your knees are somewhere underneath your hips, and we'll play with isometrically resisting the floor by pressing the floor away with the root of your index finger and thumb. Knit the belly button in, your elbow creases face your index fingers and thumbs. From there, tone the belly button, extend through the neck so it's not an extension nor a flexion. Keep it neutral, and then hover the knees up off the mat as you press the floor away for 5. Stay up on your toe pads for 3. Did I skip 4? 2, and then slowly lower the knees, sit back on your toes, rotate your wrists. Let's do that again. Tabletop, as wide as your mat, knit the belly button in, suction cup the hands, press the floor away, hover the knees, elbow creases, face the index finger and thumb. Neck is neutral for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and then release the knees. This is to strengthen isometrically the arms. They can get really uncomfortable. I understand, I've experienced that. Hands as wide as the mat, knit the belly button in, last time for 5. Find that tone of the belly for 4, 3, 2, and then release the knees onto the mat. Sit back on your shins. If you prefer to sit on a block in Virasana, so the block goes between your ankles, awesome. I'm just gonna face you forward so that you could see this. So now that I'm facing you forward, take your arms out. Did I say that? Was that correct English? Take your arms out nice and broad and wrists go into extension. Just like we did in tabletop, that's extension. This is extension. So broaden your collarbone here by squeezing your shoulder blades towards each other and press your arm bones out towards the outer walls, but hug them in at the same time. So isometrics. Pretend you're pressing the walls outwardly as they're pressing in. Mentally use that kind of thought. So you're hugging your shoulder blades together, so you're hugging in, but at the same time pressing out for 5, for 4, keep the breath even, 3, even if my count's not even, 3, 2, and then relax your arms. Roll the shoulders, invite that movement, upper thoracic spine. Good. Now come back into tabletop. So I'm just going to turn. Hands as wide as your yoga mat. This time, hover the knees up off the mat and then start to lift your hips as you unhinge your knees, but keep your knees slightly more bent than you wouldn't. I'd rather not. English today, Teresa, as I inhale my hair. So once your hips are up in the air, this is a shortened down dog, because if I were to take my shoulders above my wrist and bend my knees back to the floor, I'm in tabletop. Okay, so keep that. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So as you lift your hips, lift your heels, move your chest towards your thighs, but also look towards your fingertips and turn your elbow creases so they face your fingertips. Good. And then inhale, shoulders over wrists, up on your toes. Exhale, hover the knees from the floor for 5, 4, press the floor away, 3, 2, 1. Lift those hips back up. Move your chest towards your thighs, but keep your bum blossoming. We're going to play in this range of motion through the shoulders, flexion, extension. Yeah, hovering the knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then once again, lifting those hips up. So your arms are in flexion, your head is in line with your shoulders pretty much. One more time, knit that belly button in, shoulders over wrists, knees hover from the floor for 5, keep your neck neutral for 4, 3, 2, and then once again, lift your hips up, chest toward your thighs, but keep your heels lifting, knees bent. And just giving that full flexion of your arms. That's what these arms are doing right now. And then let's nice and slowly lower ourselves back down, shoulders over wrists, knees come to the mat, flex your feet, sit down on your shins, your feet, and breathe. Really important to belly breathe. So from here, I'm going to remove my blanket now and then take myself onto the mat with my 2 yoga blocks, preferably the soft ones. If you don't have them, that's okay. You could still do this practice. Slide your yoga blocks. This is where my head's going to be. So as if the yoga mat's nice and long. Take your yoga strap and then place it at the very base of your blocks. Make sure you equally divide the ends. So find the center of your strap so it looks like that. Bird's eye view is a great helpful one. Then you're going to make sure your occipital is on that block and your lumbar spine is somewhere off. So taking a moment to lay down. Again, this is a lot of back therapy. As I mentioned before, I had that neck and shoulder back stuff going on. So as I lay down on my blocks, my head is on the block. Good. Lengthening the back of my spine so my bum's off, it's on the mat. And then taking those 2 ends of your yoga strap. I prefer to use my index finger and my middle finger, those 2 air fingers, and then hold the strap taut. So really taut. So that strap is at the bottom of the block. And then from there, you've got equal ends, divided ends of the strap, because now you're going to reach your arms all the way up in extension. Oh, bums on the floor, knees are bent. Feet can be as wide as your mat, knees fall in, or you can lengthen your legs straight, dorsiflex your feet. Okay, once you have a hold, a grip on those straps, reach them overhead and press them as much as you can, as if you're like just reaching for the stars. Make those knuckles really solid. Breathe that breath. Close your eyes and notice how that feels. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Good. And then bend your elbows, release your arms down by your side, and notice how that flexion felt using the isometrics of the strap. I'm going to interlace my fingers underneath my occipital, hug my elbows in, and just lift my head up and press my spine into the blocks. Dorsiflex the feet. So let's straighten out the legs and just take a moment just to stretch out the back of the neck. And you're not really stretching it. Eccentrically, concentrically, we're working our muscles. And then eventually let your head land back down onto that block. Chin tucks in so the neck is neutral. Find the ends of those straps once again. Use your index finger, middle finger, wrap your hands, make a fist. And then once again, you're going to open up your arms like angel's wings first, and then take it up. Nice and long, beautiful. So my spine is pressing down, I'm opening my chest, and at the same time finding flexion of the arms for 5, for 4, for 3. Taut arms, taut strap. Oh yeah, for 2. 1 more full breath round. So really pressing your knuckles up over beyond the crown of the head. Nicely done. And then exhale, bend your elbows, release the arms easily. If you prefer to bend your knees, feet as wide as your mat, windshield wipe your legs, and just crossing your arms up over chest. And you could play. This is really meant to be a playful practice. Yeah, you could do whatever little posture, feeling, shape that you need to do without coming out of this, because we're going to do this one more time. Once you're ready, legs either straight, dorsiflex feet, knees bent as wide as your mat, knees could fall in. Pull that strap taut, like angel's wings first, like you just spread your wings, like here I am, universe. And then start to extend your arms overhead, really pulling that strap taut. So you've got some isometrics going on here. Your back is neutral, or well, it's on the blocks. You're using the support of the blocks. For 5, you could close your eyes. For 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. And then very gingerly release the strap and go, oh my goodness, yeah. Roll to one side off the props. Come on up. Take a moment, reassess your shoulders, wiggle your jaw. Very important to notice what you notice about yourself. Now, this is a really cool one. Tatiana, again, I love you. Thank you so much. Great RMT, registered massage therapist, and wonderful human being. Come on to your belly now. Be in a prone position. So you're gonna lay on your belly, but you want to have your blocks handy so that you can have access to them around the circumference of your being. So first of all, stack your right hand, then your left hand. Bring your forehead to your hands. Smooth out the tops of your legs. Squeeze them together. So plantar flex feet, press into them, contract your quads so you feel your inner thighs moving back and apart. So your bum blossoms. Then lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. And just take a moment to feel your mountain pose there. Good. And then from here, let's arrive up, just lifting your head up ever so gracefully, ever so slightly. I'm going to move that bolster out of the way. Take your two blocks as wide as your yoga mat, placing your palms onto the blocks. Make sure you don't have any yoga paraphernalia that might interrupt the fluidity of your practice. Press your hands down into the block. Isometrically drag your shoulders back in towards the thoracic spine. So your shoulder blades come down. And then lengthen the crown of the head towards your hands that are on the blocks, lower level of the blocks. And then from there, press as deep as you can into those blocks. Tone the belly button, lengthen the tailbone, and we're going to hold this position isometrically for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then soften right hand, left hand, bend the knees, windshield wipe. Okay, so we're just really playing with the range of motion, strengthening the arms, the rotator cuff muscles. Oh yeah, working them diligently. So now take your blocks perpendicular from your shoulder joint, about 20 degrees below the shoulders. Palms down. So this is in line with the shoulder, 20 degrees below the shoulder. Hover your face up off the floor. Press your hands into the blocks. As you press them into the blocks, draw your arm bones into the shoulders, pressing into the tops of your feet. Contract your abdominals. Lengthen through the crown of the head for 5. Lengthen your tailbone down towards your heels by toning the belly button in for 4, for 3, for 2, and then soften left hand, right hand, heels towards your bottom, little windshield wipes. This is therapeutic work. This is really amazing, detailed, slow down, be present work. Let's do another range of motion. Arms go straight back by your sides. Blocks touch your thigh bones, your thigh flesh. Palms are down. Hover your face up off the floor so your neck is not in extension, nor is it in flexion. It's a neutral position. For a lot of us, this is a big piece right here, the neck. Press your hands down into that block. Press your feet into the block. Reassess your inner thighs back and apart. Lengthen your tailbone. Press as deeply as you can into those blocks, lifting the front of your shoulders. Press down into the blocks. Press into your feet. Neck is neutral for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then surrender. Tiny bit of isometric work. Stack your hands underneath your forehead. Heels, knees can bend, a little windshield wipe. Oh yeah, this is the therapeutic stuff. Okay, now let's take the right arm out perpendicular to the shoulder joint, left arm at a right angle to the left shoulder. Slide out through the right arm. Some of you will not be able to open up yet as openly in through the chest due to scar tissue, therapeutic tissue stuff that's going, or therapeutic therapies that you're working on, so you don't want to rush it. Just come closer to the floor until your range of motion opens up. Look down the belly, see that your legs are nice and strong and straight. You're pressing into the left finger pads, resisting the floor away. Really important. When you do that, your heart opens up more, but suction cup the right hand. Bend the left knee up and then extend through the dorsiflexion of both feet. They're active, meaning flex them towards your kneecaps. Bend and extend through that top right, that left leg. Okay, I'm mirroring you guys. And then see if you could pause it somewhere behind you. If it doesn't land on the floor flat in the 4 points of the foot, that's fine. Then come up onto your toe pads or imagine that left foot touching the floor. Some of you are able, with the root of your right hand suction cupping the floor, you can reach that left arm up and play. If that feels good to you. You can even hold your knee, tuck it in, and breathe that fullness of your breath. So I'm not cueing breath so much as to a count. Sometimes my counting is so off, it's okay, as long as you're breathing. When you're ready, let's exhale. Left hand, left leg, squeeze legs together, roll to the tummy, pause, right hand, left hand, take a moment, a little windshield wipe. And then release the feet, take the left arm out, right arm at a right angle, slide out through the left arm, find your left shoulder, left hip, left ankle, look down the tummy, see that you're in a straight line, so you don't look like a banana. So from the crown of the head to that right hip, right heel, right ankle, dorsiflex your feet, square everything up, resist the floor with the right hand, suction cup the floor with the left hand, and start to play in your neck here. So moving your jaw around. Then start to bend the right knee up playfully, and maybe today it's just going to stay static. Maybe you'll just bend it and keep it still, or keep it here. You decide what you wish to do. This is my uncomfortable side today, so I'm going to be really kind to myself. Now, if I do place my right foot down on the floor and I'm not able to breathe, I've gone too far, and it's a little too far today. So I'm going to bring this right leg to join the left leg and stay here for myself today. Breathe your breath, move your jaw around for 5, for 4, 3, so you're opening up your collarbone, 2, and then very mindfully drip all the way down onto your tummy. Oh my goodness, yeah. Slide your hands to your lowest ribs, find out where they are, wrists are in extension, curl the toes under, neck is neutral, hands, knees, and toes pressing up into your tabletop. Reassess your knees and your hands. I'm just going to walk a little bit further up on my mat. And a little cat-cow that really is opening through the spine. So I like to sway my hips in circular motion. Originally, your cow pose looks like this, where you drip the belly down. You open up the heart forward, back of the head towards your sitting bones. That's an in-breath. The out-breath brings your forehead towards your pubis, rounding your spine and avoiding all of that breath. So you do you. Couple more rounds and noticing what you notice. Yeah. All that spinal energy. Good. And then on your next in and out breath, we're going to sit back onto the shins. We're going to bring your knees to touch. I'm going to turn to face forward. So as you sit on your shins, Virasana, if you need to take that yoga block and sit it between your inner ankles, please do. So finding that position. Good. And then taking your arms out to the side, and then take your left arm out in front, your right arm on top, and squeeze your arms together and grab a hold of your shoulder blades. Take a moment here to hug your arms in, tone the belly, and then flex your spine, so coming into a cat pose. Let your head hang down, rounding your spine completely. You might feel like you're choking yourself here, but don't do that. And then inhale, lift your heart up, and keep your neck neutral as you lift your sternum up and your elbows up, and then open up your arms. Keep your drishti, and open up your arms as wide as you can. Yeah, there you go. And then exhale, and come into neutral spine. Nice. Now we're going to lay back down on the spine, on the back, this time prone, facing up. Take your 2 yoga blocks. First, let's begin in our seat. Take your heels to the very front edge of your yoga mat. Sitting up nice and tall. So for a lot of us, that's a lot of energy. So bend your knees as much as you need to find length in your spine. Heels rooted, sitting bones rooted, spine long. That means neutral neck, not in extension, not in flexion, neutral. Not in flexion, not in extension, neutral. These 2 places. Find that. Then take your 2 yoga blocks. That's why they're meant to be spongy. And press them together like you're holding, like it's so much easier with these 2. And the wooden ones, oh my goodness, if you drop them on you, you might have bruises or lose your teeth. So sitting up nice and tall, just like that, feel that energy. And then if your knees are bent, as we begin to scoop the tailbone and round the spine, straighten your knees. So now we're in a kyphotic curve flexion. Dig your heels down, squeeze your inner thighs, and slowly lay yourself down onto your mat. Take your arms straight up towards the sky, and then reach them overhead. And notice, really isometrically, you're pressing your hands into the blocks. And then let's just play with the arms. Inhale them back up over your shoulders. Tuck those shoulder blades back down. Or exhale them there. And then inhale them over the head. So if I get the in and the exhales mixed up, you do you. I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to exhale my arms over the shoulders and inhale my arms overhead. Good. Now separate your blocks. Take them down by your side. Just leave them alone for a moment. And then taking your thumbs in towards your palm of your hands and wrap your hands down around your thumb. So it's this grip. And then from here, we're going to press the thumbs down into the mat as we engage the shoulder blades. Good. Well, yeah. Okay, now turn your thumbs up, because that's the way we didn't want to do it. Turn your thumbs down so the palms are facing over the head. Hold the thumb, wrap your fingers around, and press your thumbs down into the mat. So press your occipital, lengthen your legs, dig your heels into the mat, and press your thumbs into the mat. Lengthen the tailbone, knit the belly button in, and you're going to isometrically really press into the mat for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and then release. Got it? Now take your arms on a little bit more of a flexion, but nice and wide, as if we're holding that strap. Plug your thumbs down, so your palms, if I were to open up my hands, are above my head, my thumbs in, my fingers wrap around. Now my arms are just above the head. Now press your thumbs into the floor. As you press the back of the skull into the floor, lengthen your tailbone for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then release. Wow, that feels good. Let's do it now. Flexion, full flexion of the arms over the crown of the head, thumbs down, palms would face each other. Hold your thumb in, wrap your fingers around. So all your elements are wrapping around the fire. The thumb is fire. Press your thumbs into the mat, your index finger, thumb, fist them into the mat. Lengthen the tailbone, press into your heels, chin is neutral, neck is neutral for 5. Really press, press, press. 4, 3, 2, and then release. Wow, there you go, let go. Bend your knees, adjust your sacrum, take your hands to your quads, your thighs, dorsiflex your feet, floint your feet, so point, plantar, then toes back, hands to quads, head down, tone belly to the floor, and then press into your hand, your quads, hands into your quads into your hands, isometrically for 10, for 9, 8. Put as much pressure isometrically as you can. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then hug your knees into your chest. Let's do that 2 more times. Take a deep breath in and out. Really important that you get into your belly breathing. No matter where you are in your practice, you want to make sure you're, again, set yourself up for success. Resist for 10. So everything's active. You hug your whole body into the core. You're counting, right? 9, 8, 7. Resist, resist. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then hug your knees into your chest. Let's do that again after you take a couple of deep breaths at your own pace. You can shake out your legs. I'm ready. Isometrically working this beautiful tone going on. You're hugging yourself in from the periphery into the core of your abdominals there, resisting your hands against your quads, quads against your hands, and then relax. Shake out your arms and your legs, whatever that means for you, and find those beautiful little spongy blocks, whatever you have available. Then, holding your blocks on the palm of your hands, just like this, like you're a superpower hero. And then from here, this is where it's going to get a little bit woo-hoo. Make sure there's nothing in your way that's going to stop you from feeling the fluidity of your practice. So holding the blocks, palms down by your side, think mountain pose. And then inhale, sweep those arms out and around and above the crown of your head. Oh yeah. This is where it's going to get tricky. And then exhale, bring them back down around by your side. So you're really manifesting just holding those blocks and creating angel's wings. One more time, inhale up and over. And then this is where it goes. Then exhale your arms up towards the sky. Your wrists become, they are extended now. And then press the ceiling away. Good. Then invite the left leg up towards the ceiling. Then the right leg up towards the ceiling. and then pretend, yeah, that you're gonna touch the ceiling with these extended wrists, blocks to the ceiling. So begin to tuck your head in, look towards your pubis or your chest, whatever you see first, and then press your blocks up towards the sky as you keep your tailbone anchored into the floor for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then shoulders down, bend your knees, sweep your arms all the way up ahead, Hasta Tadasana. Breathe that breath, soften and let go a little bit, and then let's do that again. Okay, so take your arms up towards the ceiling, wrists are an extension, bend your knees, straighten your legs, point your feet right above your hips, tone the belly button in, flex the neck in, look towards your sternum, your pubis, your belly button, whatever you see first, and then press those blocks up towards the sky as you keep your tailbone down onto the floor. So the tail stays down, the upper arms lift up for 5, for 4, straighten out your elbows for 3, for 2, and then slowly shoulders, knees come toward your chest. Release the blocks down by your side, hug your knees into your chest, and just stir those legs around. Good. Now let's do another variation of possibilities. Hold your blocks. Now the thing is using your core strength. Not everybody's there just yet. Building it means practicing it. So from here, start to elevate your arms up off the floor, holding your blocks. Then elevate your neck, your head, that is. And then begin to sweep your arms toward your thighs. Dig your heels into the mat. Tone the belly button in and then rise up. Just holding your blocks. And then once again, if you need to bend your knees to do that, please do. This time we're going to exhale. This time open your arms out, around, scoop the tailbone, slowly lowering yourself down, reaching your arms overhead. I didn't do that very gracefully, but we'll work towards it. So now again, exhale, start to sweep your arms around as you begin to tuck your chin and come to sit upright using just light blocks. If you don't have light blocks, you can hold folded blankets. One more time, so just open it. Again, if your knees are bent to keep your spine long, great. But as you begin to descend, yeah, this is what we're doing. All the way up and over, fantastical. And then one more time, let's just take it up to your best ability. And then some of you may want to lift your knees up and stay here in your boat pose. Just an offering. So lifting up through the sternum of the chest. And maybe opening up your arms. It's just a suggestion. And maybe lengthening your legs, but your spine stays neutral. If you prefer not to and you're here and you're happy to be here, please do. Let's do this all over again. So if you're in your boat pose, slowly begin to extend those legs back down. Challenging for some of you and not challenging for others, and it's okay. It doesn't make you more or less enlightened. Once again, we're gonna roll ourselves back down with control. So it's gonna take some practice. Gonna scoop the tailbone, press through the balls of your feet. Take it all the way down. Arms up and over. Full flexion of the arms. And then start to adduct them back down. And then some of you may come into your Navasana boat pose. Do you? And some of you may be going, I'm happy here. For 5, for 4, 3, 2, and then release. Namaste. Take a moment here just to discern. Find your yoga bolster. I mean, there is so much more that we are able to do in practice, but that's called life. And every day is another 45-minute practice to practice. So find your seat for a moment here. Actually, you don't need your bolster. Pick up your left knee and bring your left foot back behind you. Move around here. Open up your chest. Let's just end this practice with a little bit of a side bend with the pelvis also in an arrangement here. Again, if that doesn't work for you, take your left leg out, left hand to the left. If your left hand doesn't touch the floor, hold your block and open up through your chest. And feel the magic of what we just expressed. A lot of therapeutics today. How does that feel to sideways bend, keeping your heart open, no matter what shape the left leg is in, no matter whether your left hand is on the floor or a block. Good. Now let's invite the right arm up and around behind you. Press securely into the floor. Press both shins into the floor and open up as you broaden your chest. Wiggle your jaw around. Lift your pubis so that there's full extension through that left thigh. Opening up your heart, expanding your arms, meaning open up the front body, contracting the back body. Move your neck around so you're not putting your neck in weird positions, but opening positions. Exhale, lower the bum down, sweep the left leg up, take the right leg out, and or bend it. Hear my hip hop there. And then bending, once you find your reset button, right arm out to the right, left arm out to the left. Then maybe swaying that left arm over towards the right and finding that shape, meaning that side bend. But make sure you're not crunching your right side. If that left arm is going over, you have that range of motion without compromising neck and shoulders. Do what you feel is best for you. Feel the magic, both sitting bones are down. And then let's invite that left arm back behind your sitting bones on a diagonal so that when you press into your left hand, pressing into your plantar flex feet, you're lifting your heart up and singing yourself a song of freedom. So lifting those hips up, moving your neck around, make sure you're really paying attention to what your neck needs to do. And then when you're ready to exhale, lower your bum down, sweep that right leg forward, find that bolster, sit on it or not. Take a moment, switch out your shins again, take the left shin out in front. And then let's offer up a nice little truth mudra, the unshakable truth, interlaced fingers across the chest. And then take a moment to sit up as tall as you can, resetting the button. Close your eyes and then focus on the belly, diaphragm, breathing. Wiggle your jaw around, even move your head around as you breathe your breath. Noticing what you notice. And then putting your head in that neutral position through the neutral neck. With a smile, with gratitude, thanking the universe for all that is currently in your experience of life at this time. May we be. Because doing absolutely nothing, we actually get things done just by being in our authentic sovereign self. So if you're doing things and you're not present, then you're just creating dense karma. Slow down. Notice what your body's saying to you. It's your best friend. Let us end this practice with the beautiful sound of Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. A deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. From my light to your light, may you continue to practice the awareness, the consciousness, the presence of being. You are divine. Namaste. I'll see you in the flip side in either core and breath or restore, breathe and meditate. I thank you so much once again, and you can always ask questions, right, Tyson? Yes. Thank you for not barking. Again, thank you. And again, email questions. Let's go end this video, Tyson. Come on.